everybody, it's Barbie, and as promised, I am back for another update. If you are new, thanks for joining me. If you are not new, thanks for coming back. We're going to talk a little bit about cross stitch and a couple other crafting things. This should be a pretty short update because it's only been 2 weeks, so I don't have tons to share, but I did want to check in with you guys because I'm trying to be better about posting videos more regularly. So let's dive in and get started. I have 2 whips to show you, one cross stitch and one is actually a crochet whip. So let's start with the cross stitch. So last time, if you saw, I have been working on a Turn in the Garden by the Sampler Girl. This is for the Jane Austen Stitch Along hosted by Annie B's Folk Art and her daughters. And I am changing a whole lot on this. I picked my own fabric. I'm just picking colors that I like. I've changed up some of the decorative elements on it. So if you want more details on that, go back to the last video and I talk a little bit more in depth, but I'm getting really close with this, guys. Here, let me fold this up a little bit so we can see. I'm trying not to stab myself with the needle. So I believe since I saw you last, I can't remember if I had the house and the bushes done yet, but I did that whole bottom border with the cherries, and I've done all the wording here and started over here. So I am really loving how this is looking. I think it's so pretty. I think I've decided what I'm going to do with this little, there's like a little archway above the door that in the original design is like almost the same color as the house, and so you can't even really see it. So I've been debating whether I just fill it in or what, but I think I have a plan there. Currently, I'm fiddling with this half. It's hard to see because it's on a pillow, but it just says in the garden, but garden like trickles down, and then there's a question mark, and then this random flower that just doesn't, to me, it just doesn't feel like it belongs with the rest of the piece. So I haven't gotten to work on this the last week or so, but I'm kind of fiddling around with like redoing the wording a little bit to squeeze it in, maybe eliminating the question mark, doing something else instead of that flower. I don't know yet. Like I said, work in progress. So that is my cross stitch whip. My crochet whip just started, let's see, I think 3 or 4 days ago. Halloween is approaching. And my kids have kind of been a little bit last minute about what they want to be. I'm going to have a Mickey Mouse, which I have that costume from my first child. So that's just a hand-me-down, easy, that I had made. So he's done. My daughter wants to be Hermione, which she already has robes. And then just, you're not really going to see what's underneath because it's dark. So that's pretty easy. And then my oldest son, we just determined this morning, because it's like very last minute, he's going to be Jake from State Farm because we've got khakis, we've got a red polo shirt, he's got like a headset that he uses for Xbox gaming. You just have to slap on a name tag and poof, you're Jake from State Farm. So that'll be really easy. But my daughter just finished reading book 7 of Harry Potter. We've been watching the last 2 movies together. And I was at Target the other day looking for costumes for the oldest one before we were Jake from State Farm. And I saw something and I was like, oh yeah, her costume as Hermione, that she could really use this. And that's a scarf, which I'm not going to buy a scarf when I can make one because I already have yarn here at the house. So I'm making her a Gryffindor scarf. I did have both colors in my stash. This is why you hoard craft supplies, right? So when you need it, you got it right there. We went downstairs. I was like, hey, help me pick out your Gryffindor colors. We got 2 skeins of yarn out and I just immediately started crocheting. I am not a crochet expert. I could not tell you what this stitch is called. It's the same thing I'm using to make my son's blanket, but I am this far. So I think I need to just do, what did I determine? I think I need to do one more after this red stripe, another yellow and another red. And then I think it's long enough. She wants to kind of like wrap it around and have it hanging down, and so that'll be really cute over her robes. Obviously, I need to weave in all my tails, which I hate doing, but I think it'll be really cute. So, nice and cozy. And it's for a costume. She's like, oh no, I'll still wear it too. Okay, if you want to, that's fine. So that's my whips. That's what I've been working on the last 2 weeks, pretty solidly. I do have some haul to show you. Some of it is older haul that I forgot about, and some of it is a little newer haul. Here I thought, like, I've been so good all summer. I didn't buy anything. I lied. I found something I did buy. And I have some goodies from Galleria. So let's start with that. So at Needlework Galleria, there was a freebie table, and you know I had to look like multiple times throughout the weekend because always new stuff would pop up, or maybe you missed something. So here's what I found. I'll start with this, I guess. I found this cute little star Santa. I thought he was adorable and looks like a nice quick stitch. So I would love to make that for my mom. She and my dad used to actually do, my dad would make products out of wood, like different ornaments, or it was these things called Seasons of the Heart, where it was a heart shape and then it had a little flat spot in the middle and you'd put in different things. So like a Christmas tree or a heart for Valentine's Day, or there was a birthday cake if your month had a birthday or whatever. So it was all the different monthly things. And mom would paint them. So dad would cut out the wood, mom would paint them. And one ornament that they used to do, actually it was kind of a little stand-up, was a little star Santa, very similar to that. So when I saw it, I was like, ooh, I need to make that for her. So there's that. I need to really get started on Christmas stitching because I haven't started at all, and I've got 2 ornaments for sure to make, and I would like to do a couple other things as well. So we will see. What else did I find? Oh, some of these things, it's like, will I ever stitch them? I don't know. It was free. I kind of liked it, so I grabbed it. And I always kind of go in with the mindset, because most of the things you find on freebie tables are usually pretty old and dated, and you're like, that's really 90s. But I always like to go in with the mindset of like, I don't have to stitch this whole thing. I don't have to stitch it as is. I can change any colors. So if the design itself is good, just grab it because you might use it. So that's what I did with this. So this is a Cricut collection. The Promise Kept is what it's called. And I'm a sucker for spring flowers and bulbs. So I thought, you know, even if you just took one of these out, like just the tulip or just the snowdrops or whatever, and stitched it on its own, updated the colors a little bit. It looks like they have like patterns in the petals. You could keep it, you could get rid of it, but you can modify it how you want. So that's kind of what I was thinking. Same thing with this one. It is a Mary Englebright book. I don't know what's the copyright on this bad boy. I mean, it's older, you can tell. 2008. But there was some, you know, that's an interesting look to me. If you did it with some different colors, you could update it and modernize it, and I still think it would look really cool. I thought that was kind of pretty. Although going back, well, that looks stitched. I don't know, like the way they did this, like I was looking for this particular chart in there, and it's just the words, but then like they give you the flowers that you can add on your own, or even like that little, you know, kind of stained glass. I don't know, just some interesting things worth grabbing. So yeah, so I did. This I will probably never stitch anything out of, but good for looking at for inspiration, and just a cool book. America and Cross Stitch. I should have prepared some pictures, but I mean, you got Independence Hall, French Quarter in New Orleans. I mean, just kind of cool, different things. I don't know, a plethora. Santa Barbara Spanish Castle. Fun to look at, right? To enhance my cross-stitch library. And then this one, of course, I thought of my friend Stephanie from Lindy Stitches, because I found Birds of North America. And it has some very lovely little birdie friends in there. Aren't they cute? So again, you see it, you like it, just grab it. Why not? Who knows? Maybe one day I will want to stitch all kinds of birdies, and I've got them, or get some inspiration. So that was my Galleria haul that was all free. Best kind. Moving on. Let's see what we got in the tub here. Oh, so I had placed an order. I think I told you guys in the last video that I had placed an order with 123 Stitch because I don't have an LNS back in like July. And that's when, no, I got that other thing off eBay because I needed fabric for a model. That was why. This jumped in. I have a hard time if I order from 123 to not just like boop, throw in a chart from my wish list, because if you're paying for the shipping, you might as well get something. So this again has been influenced by Emily C and a lot of her beautiful starts that she's doing this year. Don't know when I'm going to stitch it, if ever, but I thought, you know what? If you like it, grab it, right? We've talked about that before too. So this is Ida Nolt. What year is this? This is actually Ida Nolt Revisited. It's by Hands to Work. And I'm not taking it out of the bag, but you can see that's really pretty. Would I change colors? Possibly. Who knows what I would or wouldn't do with it, but I've got it. In more recent purchases, I needed something. Oh, I know what I needed. Okay. Well, didn't need, but I ordered some fabric, or I ordered some floss, actually. This is an older fabric I want to show you. Sorry, I'm all over the place with my orders. This is an older fabric, but it is beautiful. I will take it out of the bag. So if you have never heard of Fiber on a Whim, I think she's newer. She's been around for a little bit, but I bought some stuff from her at Market in March, and I've noticed she's now on 123 Stitch, and Color and Cotton now has fabric on 123 Stitch. So if you're looking to try some other dyers, those are two really good ones I would recommend. But I had to grab this color. It's called Milk and Honey. That's pretty true to color. It's just a really nice neutral to use. So I like that it's just kind of lightly modeled. It's actually very close to my wall color. It's a little warmer than my walls, but I will want to use that on something. I did have to order some floss for a project, and you can't just order 2 skeins of floss. So I've been eyeballing this one for a while since it came out, because it's beautiful, by the Blue Flower. There you go, Magpie in the Moon. Very fall-y. Sorry about the glare. But yeah, that's gorgeous and more likely to get stitched sooner because it's small. And I did order, I think there was 1 skein of Crescent Color or Classic Colorworks that I didn't have that I ordered, which I thought I threw in here, but I don't know. It's somewhere. Here it is. That one. I need to put that in the bag. Then I have been waiting for some new designs that I have coming for Market. I needed a particular fabric because it's part of a series. And it came back in stock. So I ordered some more maritime or vintage maritime white linen. And again, you can't just order that without having something else jump in your cart. Do you guys do this? Okay, so if you shop at 123 Stitch, you probably have a wish list. I know I do. And occasionally I go through my wish list and I'm like, I'm not into this anymore, or not into this. And it's kind of what I hop to when I do want to like just throw that extra chart in the order. But sometimes I get a wild hair and I'm like, I just want to peruse a designer. So I'll just like click a designer and look through all their stuff. And this jumped out at me. I don't know that I have anything from this designer already or not. I keep telling you guys I'm not big on samplers, but I keep ordering more samplers, so maybe I'm turning into more of a sampler person. I feel like I gravitate more towards different like not your classic like ABC samplers and the ones with a lot of red. I tend to go like towards ones that are a little different, if that makes any sense. I don't know. Anyway, I saw this one. I was like, do I like this? It's kind of weird. Well, that's kind of why I like it. It's a little different. The colors are a little different. It totally fits in with my strange love of kind of autumnal colored houses and house things. So again, I thought, let's just go ahead and get it. Maybe someday I'll stitch it or parts of it or whatever. So it is by the Scarlet Letter. It's called Rebecca Robinson. I don't know that I've seen this one before, like someone stitching it, which granted, I don't watch a ton of Flosstube, so maybe someone is out there stitching it. I just personally have never seen anyone, so maybe it will inspire you. Just me holding it up. But look at that. You can tell it's an older chart because this is like an actual photo. I don't know. It says it's an intensely stitched and well-planned sampler. And it is packed. I mean, there's a lot of stuff going on in there. I think the border's kind of quirky and fun. I love the houses. I love these like big vases with flowers. It just, I don't know. There's something about it. It just drew me in. It is copyright 1997. So that's going back a ways. But yeah, it's pretty intense chart here. Big pages, black and white. So yeah, we shall see. And it looks like it is done. It does say somewhere. It's recommended for any skill level. It'll measure 16 by 22 on 30 count and only cross stitch, so no specialty stitches, which is good news. So yeah, I don't know. I think it's interesting. That's all I have. That's all my whips. I have no FFOs, and that's all my haul. So we will keep this short, sweet, and to the point. So I will let you guys go. I hope you have a fabulous weekend. The weather is still cooperating pretty well here. We've got trick-or-treating coming up this weekend too. So I hope you guys are well, and I will see you next time. Thanks for coming by. Bye.